Holy shit, this game is amazing. I just finished the Bloody Baron questline and just... What?
What the hell happened?
I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Here's your review.
I kid you not, since the last time I made the Witcher 3 video where I was revisiting it, I was like, do I make a journal about this or not? I've been playing it, I'm up to just beyond 10 hours now. And every 2-3 hours, I was like, I should really just stop and make a journal. And the one thing that stood out from the comments last time was everyone was, I can't wait to see what your thoughts will be after the Bloody Baron questline. So I went into the game thinking, I was continuing the game thinking, Bloody Baron, this sounds like a very interesting questline. This sounds like a very evil character with some pretty interesting decisions to be made. And remember, just a quick recap, I had not made it past. So the first time I played Witcher 3 years ago, I had just gone out of the White Orchard to that castle scene, and that's where I stopped playing. And the last time I made this journal, I was still in the White Orchard. So now I've just done a whole lot of questing. I've done everything I could in White Orchard. I've gone to that castle where you dress up nice, and then I am in Velen, and I've done a bunch of stuff there. But I just finished the Bloody Baron questline, and I finally got to witness what makes Witcher 3, well, one of the things that makes Witcher 3 just so good. So people have told me decisions matter in this game, and I've kind of wondered what that meant. And I thought I knew what it meant when I went to a tavern and some guards came up and they're all like, they were going to start something. I was like, hey, let me buy you some drinks, because I'm kind of playing like this neutral character who doesn't get in people's business too much. And later I went to the base and they're like, oh, you're the guy who bought us the drink. Come on in. And they gave me an easy time. So I'm like, oh, it's those sorts of decisions that are going to do things. But oh no, I went and not killed a super evil spirit that I wasn't exactly sure that was super evil. Let's just say there was a dark horse involved. I revived something that looked pretty evil. Yeah, I think it's pretty evil because it had huge consequences down the road. And if you have not played The Witcher 3 and you don't want spoilers, I mean, it's a 5-year-old game, but my journals are going to be full of spoilers, so keep that in mind. So let's talk about the quests, because these are the things that are blowing my mind right now. Like I said, every 2-3 hours that I was playing, I want to go and do a journal because I'm like, oh, I'm getting it. This is what's happening. So when I made it to the castle, before I went to Velen, I saw the world map and I saw the maps and I saw these question marks at White Orchard. And I was like, what are all these things I didn't discover? And I actually went back to White Orchard and I just started going around the map, and my mind was blown that I was like, each of these question marks are either quests or new regions or monster nests to find. Like, this mini tutorial early area map has so much content, and then they throw me into a more massive map, and then I see the world map that is made up of multiple maps, and I'm just blown away at how big this game is. And there's so many quests, and I love quests, and I get to check them all off, and it's so satisfying. It's giving me, I've always been drawn to MMOs, specifically World of Warcraft, for example, actually Old Republic as well, because I love the lore of those worlds, but I also love the amount of quests. So lore and quests go hand in hand together. The thing I don't like about MMOs is you need, in the later stages, you have to team up with other players, which kind of breaks the lore in my mind. Another thing is, when you do a quest in an MMO, they're like, oh, we need you to slay, let's say, the Griffin. And you're like, all right, so you run out to the field and you slay a Griffin. And then you're like, yeah, I slayed it. And then if you wait for 30 seconds, it comes back to life and another hero comes along and slays the same Griffin because they're on the same quest line. And I get that's how MMOs need to work. But because of that, it feels very unsatisfying, and it feels like you don't have an impact. In a single player game like The Witcher 3, when you kill something, it stays dead and it impacts things down the road, and it's very satisfying. So this is giving me the best of every aspect of RPGs that I really like. So I went back, I cleared out White Orchard, I did everything I could in there. Then I went to Velen, found the Bloody Baron, got the quest where I had to find, so we're looking for Ciri at this point, which I think is my daughter. And then, I thought he was going to be a ruthless warlord who just kills. Very surprised to find him being what turned out to be a very, he's basically a drunk that can't help himself from making trouble. And I believe he's actually a good man who is just, he can't overcome his own personal demons. And I was like, okay, I like this character. This character is complex and he's not so black and white. I like that. So we do the first quest line, and then off I go to like find his wife and daughter. But first I stumble into a witch named Kira, and she seemed nice. I mean, the first impression is she's in a bathtub and she shows you her boobs. So it's like, okay, you're either super evil or you're kind of a good friend. Turns out she's kind of a good friend. We go on a quest with her, and at the end, I can do more quests with her. And I was like, all right, I kind of like Kira. And, you know, she's got like the nip slip going all the time. So I'm like, let's see how much more we can do with Kira. And then there's a whole quest line that spawns off of that. I was like, what was I even doing out here? Bloody Baron, what? So I'm going on a quest with her. I'm doing stuff. Eventually, I get to have a date with her. And I'm like, oh, this is great. This is fun. And then she drugs me. And I was like, what? And she goes off and tries to steal the scroll of something that I liberated earlier in the questline for her. It was so awesome how it all just interconnected, and how I had choice, and my choices had impact. So like she was gonna take this alchemist's plan or something to like create a virus, I think, if I remember right. And I was like, no. If you go and give that to an army, they're gonna wipe out the world with a bad bacteria. Trust me, I know it. I live in 2021. I know what's going on. We're in pandemic era. So I convinced her not to. And I love like the quest choices where you're like, I can't oh, on the date, you can choose to like go all in, if you know what I mean, or not go all in. I went all in because I don't play a lot of RPGs of the M-rated style where you can do that. So that was interesting to see and experience. And I like that later on when she kind of screws you over, there's a line item that says like, I can't believe I went all in with you. It's a little bit more vulgar in the game, but you guys know what I mean. And if you don't, you shouldn't. So anyways, after all that, after my little like side journey with a witch, we are back with the Bloody Baron business. And now we're talking about fetuses and abortion. And it's like, this is not where I thought the story was going. And then I have the choice of reviving a dead fetus to either help me find his wife and child, or I think we could kill it to also help us find. So I chose to revive it, and he had to like love it and give it a name so that we could find it. I actually don't remember the two choices, but I picked the one that was not the evil one. And I was like, holy shit, this is intense. This is what the viewers were talking about, the Bloody Baron. They probably want to see my impressions of this. So I was going to make a video after that, but no, the story continues. We find out the wife is they're related maybe to the witches in a swamp. So I go off to this swamp, and this is where I meet an old lady with some kids, and in a very weird place, known, I think it's owned or it's controlled by the crones. So we learn about the crones, these three like freaky witches. And then we go like save this kid who has no voice in the woods. Oh man, I feel like I'm just like regurgitating so much stuff. So let me sum this up. We meet these three really wicked, creepy witches, which I'm like, evil. You are all evil. I do not want to help you. I just need my information. Tell me about my daughter. Tell me about the Bloody Baron's wife, and I'm probably going to kill you after, if you piss me off. And so we do that, and we get the info, and then we find out that they tried to kill my daughter. So I'm like, that is enough for me to want to kill you. So I'm like, I'll play along with your quest. Let's see what goes on. So they send me with a dagger to a village. And I find out that there's this super evil spirit, so they say, in a willow tree that is like just killing people and doing things. So I go there, and here we are. There's a massive throbbing heart in the middle of the tree that looks super evil. And I'm not that intimate with this game yet to know if something looks evil, is it evil, or is it the case where the pretty things are evil and the ugly things are probably good? So I'm like, it'd be too obvious that this big throbby spiky thing is actually evil. Would they make it that obvious? Because the spiky thing is like, the witches, they just want to kill me, but I want to kill them. And I'm like, I'm with you, Throbby Spikes. I want to kill the witches too. So he's like, you know what? Bring me some Raven stuff. Bring me the things. I'll go save the kids. And then I figured maybe that will lead to killing the witch, because I'm like, these witches are probably going to eat the kids or something. They're going to do some freaky stuff. So I resurrect the dead spiky thing, and it comes back as a black horse with super red eyes. I'm like, oh shit, this thing's evil. I might have made a mistake. But then it's like, but I'm like, whatever. I'm Geralt of Rivia. Oh my God, I can't say that. Geralt of Rivia. Haha. I can kill anything. So in my mind, I'm like, I will kill the witches and then I will kill the big spiky throbby thing if it's evil. So I do that, find out. So then the kids get freed. The witches are mad. I find out the granny is the Bloody Baron's wife. So I go tell the Bloody Baron. He's like, yo, you can keep doing your quest. We all know where Ciri's going. But I'm like, no. I got some revenge to do. I'm going to help you kill the witches so you can get your wife back. So we go back to the bog only to find out the wife was transformed into a monster because the kids were stolen because of what I did with the black. I don't know if I mentioned, I just experienced this and I went straight to recording this video, which might be why this is so like exciting to me, because I needed to just regurgitate what I just experienced. So because I saved the black horse, he saved the kids, which made the witches angry, which cursed the wife of the Bloody Baron, but I lifted the curse. But that was a trick, because by lifting the curse, you kill the wife. And by killing the wife, the Bloody Baron went suicidal and killed himself, which just has shifted the power political aspect of the whole map of Velen, because now the soldiers are like, we're going to take over now. And I'm like, what does that mean? I was just friends with the Bloody Baron. We had an alliance going. We were getting buddy-buddy. I was like listening to him. And now I've lost that influence in the region. And the witches aren't dead. What happened to the witches? They just went off somewhere. I killed a massive beast. That was cool, but I didn't kill the witches. And now there's a big black pony running around that's probably some evil. So nothing evil died except my buddy that I was getting to know and his wife. I think I'm playing this game wrong, because I keep killing the good people while the evil things keep on living. So I don't know how this is all going to come back. Like, I'm really hoping in the end game I can go back and kill all these things. I got to make some better decisions. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I just found out I killed the Bloody Baron because of what I did. And now I'm just like, what have I done? Like Anakin, what have I done? But man, when you hit that mark and the game tells you, the game like gives you the slide of, oh, because you did this happened, this happened, this happened. So the game at this point, past that 10-hour mark, when you hit it, if you've never played Witcher 3, you need to make it to that mark, because that's when you go, oh shit, my decisions have consequences. And that's when the game tells you, hey, player, that thing you did caused this. Now I'm wondering what happened, because I killed a priest that looked pretty important. I'm still waiting to see how that's going to play out. So quests aside, I want to quickly touch up on the other mechanics I discovered. Music in this game is so damn good. A lot of the times it's very depressing, I mean, you're always dealing with undead things and spirits and all that. But that battle music, when you are like fighting things and you got like the and there's like chanting, that's such a good song. Love it. Gwent, I was like, I know enough about card games. I'm not going to get involved in this card game business. That lasted 5 hours. I'm now totally into Gwent. There's a quest line to get all the Gwent cards. I have to get the Gwent cards. I'm actually understanding how to play it, and it's so simple. I always thought it was so simple, but there's such a deep strategy level to it that it's not about winning the match. It's about strategizing which 2 matches you're going to win. And that is fourth dimensional thinking on card games. So I was always like focused on, let's just make a bigger, outpower the opponent. But no, sometimes you want to forfeit a match. And it's all about trying to get the other player to dump their good cards in a match that you're willing to forfeit so that you can then win the other matches. And even the card game has so much depth, it's crazy. I suck at Gwent. I keep losing, so I need to get better. I need to get better cards. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm enjoying it, but I suck at it. I love the fact that it's a massive map. I love that there's so many quests, and the quests branch off, and some quests lead to more quests, and you just quest. So many quests. I love it. Keep feeding me these quests. And then as you get through those quests, you find random treasures that are actually very useful. Sometimes I learned that like just through rummaging through things, you get like notes for like how to build new potions, how to craft new gear. And I was like, oh my God, if I never went out here, I would have never have learned about this. And I could have never have gotten this like really cool item. So even the quests are rewarding. It's all designed in a way that when you go, it's like I get why people were saying Breath of the Wild was inspired by Witcher 3 now, because Breath of the Wild was defined by the whole, what happens if I go here? What's over there? And Witcher 3, I'm having that very same thing, except Witcher 3 came before Breath of the Wild. And it's all about, what happens if I go here? What goes here? And the rewards are crazy. It's not like you get more of this. It's you discover like a book that tells you about a demon that you're going to fight maybe 5 hours later. The whole world is interconnected. And I'm just like, who are the mad designers who could like think and build this world? I've never seen a game so fleshed out, and maybe that's my own innocence and naiveness to this type of genre or these types of games, but I get it now. I get why this was a game of the year, and I'm just 10 hours in. I'm at level 10, and it's just getting started, and I'm loving it. I'm loving this so much. So I don't know when I'm going to do the next journal, because this game, I think I need to do a journal at every key kind of story point versus every time I play it. So I don't know what the next big story beat is, but I'm sure I will know when I cross it, just like I knew when that whole Bloody Baron thing ended. I'm like, oh, this is a milestone. We're doing a journal. So I'll see you the next time there's a big milestone in this game. And until then, keep it classy.